Good morning, all you virtual farmers. We are back on Farmers Dynasty today. James, my cat, has passed away on the windowsill. No, James loves me. Janet loves me. Everybody's happy. It is another sunny day. I've done some work, as you guys. Wow, I thought I turned all that off, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, we have work to do on the farm today. We've got our harvester up on the ridge there, ready to start that field. We've got both our little fields here at the farm done. We're going to get probably about half of this field done today, and then I need to watch time because we need to get out there and bale as much as we can because it is going to actually, it's going to be sunny tomorrow. We should be able to get the whole thing done in the next 2 days. So actually, I could probably just harvest the heck out of today. And then come tomorrow, we need to get we need to get the straw off the field by tomorrow night because. And we may have to do some manual hand picking up because I think time-wise, I don't know. We're going to be real close. It's going to take probably 2 days to get this harvested. It always does. Put that on. Let's put the header down, header on, and cruise control on, and we're going to go ahead and start our first line. I usually cut right across the middle and then work both sides of the field separately. So how's everyone doing out there? I'm glad to have this harvest done, almost, and ready to plant. We're going to plant once again. We'll look and see what kind of prices the different crops are bringing and hopefully pick the right one to make some good money for next year. But we got plenty of straw for the cows. I don't really need to worry about that. So we're selling off the straw, and we'll make a good $10,000 to $15,000. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say. I'm thinking farm sim. We're going to make a good $3,000 to $5,000 off of this. Oh, God. Okay, she's full already. Unfortunately, we didn't even get one whole swath done, so we're going to have to back out so we don't run over our crops. I'm not going to lose crops. We're going to put the header up. Nope. Header up. Header off. There we go. Right button B, put that out. We have to back out. Wait, why is the header still on? Header off. There we go. I'm not harvesting as we speak because we can't run our crops over. Unlike Farm Sim, you can't just run the crop over. So unless if you have crop destruction on, you can't either. But in this game, you never can. There is no like, oh, it's okay to run it over now. All right. And we'll put the discharge pipe away. I really wish they would have copied Farm Sim and done left bumper. I know you don't want to copy other games and you want to be your own people, but it would have been so much easier if we could have done that because what happens now is that I have to like take my hand off the gas to hit the right bumper to get the tool activated, and that's just kind of a pain. I wish they would have done Farm Sim style. Everybody's got to be different, though. I think that's one thing that's really made it hard for me to enjoy any other farming games because they all try to be different with their control schemes because they don't want to copy Farm Sim. But honestly, Farm Sim pretty much has, because we've been using it for so long, it has the most accessible setup. And that's nobody's fault. It's just because everybody's been using the Farm Sim one for so long. It just makes sense now. My brain, it's ingrained in my brain that left bumper plus, A, B, X, Y is what does all the different functions for the harvester, and it's hard to get that out of your head. Header down and tempo stat on. I wonder why they call. I wonder why they call it a Tempestat. I never knew where they got that lingo from, but it's an interesting name. Like, to me, Tempostat would mean thermometer, like temperature, but tempo probably like speed, tempo, like the music term. But they call it a Tempestat for the throttle control. About 5 miles per hour is what we're harvesting at. And that seems realistic. All It's full again. And it's interesting, you can only reach your maximum achievable speed if you use the cruise control. If I use my throttle, I'm only going like 14. I don't know if they changed there. I used to be able to, but you can't anymore. Start spilling the grain. So I can do one more. That cart's 70% full. It's 45 per. That means we'll lose 30% if I do it. So actually... walk those legs right over here. Give me what I'm dying for. Yeah, we're just going to empty this out. Empty it. And come back. And this is why it takes so long. This is where multiplayer would be fun, if you could have somebody help you out. I think you can hire a worker to harvest your field, but you have to have, I think you have to have 50,000 social points to hire workers in this game, so right now I don't have enough social status to hire anybody. Lame. What's the horn button? There is no horn, is there? Beep, beep. I'll just yell, get out of the way! Next year, maybe we'll be able to, I'm sure we'll be able to afford some cool stuff next year, because we're going to get, once we get this greenhouse up and operating, that's going to make us some big bank this year. We'll get at least 2 loads off of it. Part of it will probably sell right away. I'd like to get a better harvester. And a bigger tipper. Raise the trailer. How are we doing there? This is empty. What? Oh, I must have sold the other. Oh, I did sell the other grain. That's right. Raise the trailer. It might be time to get a new tipper. How much money do we have? $31,000. Yeah, we can afford a new tipper. I think we'll go ahead and. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Ha! Stop it. Okay. I want to put the trailer down. We'll finish this harvest. And before I sell, we'll grab a new tipper. And we'll sell. We could probably keep this one, but I don't want to. I'm just gonna get a bigger tipper. I'm gonna get the lower bedded Flegel. Lower bedded? The low Flegel. Oh, low. Can it go? Do you guys think I'm weird? My wife thinks I'm weird. I actually kind of feel weird. I suppose it's all about how you feel. And I don't really care. That's the best part. I am weird. I've come to terms with it. I grew up a nerd. I got picked on in school because I was weird. And I'm like, you know what? I like weird things. I'm a nerd. It's okay. I was thinking about the other day, like, I ran into a couple of my ex-bullies from high school. Now, it was I didn't talk to them, but I think they were upset with me for not coming over and saying hi, because I wasn't sure if it was the people I thought it was, but they look kind of familiar. But I haven't seen these people in 30 years. People look different. I look different. I'm big and fat. I used to be skinny and, tall, dark, and handsome. At least I still have all my hair, but, it's like I'm gray now, and I'm probably double the size I was when I was, not double, but I'm a third larger than I was. I was at a photo shoot. It just made me think of it. I was at a photo shoot at a winery grand opening. This is last year. Saw these guys there, and I'm like, I wonder if that's. And I mean, these guys were merciless. Like the one guy was nice, but the two of the guys that were there, they were just like cruel, mean people. Until high school, and really it's kind of funny. When I started playing guitar, and I think I've talked about this before, all of a sudden, people thought I was real cool. Like, you know, it was like, oh, wow, he plays guitar, and I was good at it. And they're like, you know, wow, he's pretty cool, you know. And so the people that had been jerks to me my whole life all of a sudden were like, dude, you want to hang out? And I'm like, no, not really. But, you know, probably on my fault for not being, like, more open to forgiveness. But at the point, I wasn't ready. But I think now, anyway, the reason why I thought they were upset with me is because I was doing the photo shoot and it was busy. Like, I'd been hired by somebody to come photograph this event. So I didn't stop to talk to anybody. I was just wandering around, taking pictures of the bartenders serving, pictures of the menu, pictures of the tabletops, because this company built the building that this grand opening was going in, and they also owned the bar. So they wanted not only photos of their construction, but photos of, like, the business and how the business goes. And let's see, those poor guys, now that they bought that facility, and now it's like the middle of COVID and they're not getting any money. Anyway, the guys I could kind of overhear what they were saying, and they kept looking at me, and I'm like, I bet you that is who I think it is. And they were kind of like, I kind of overheard them as I went past them going, gosh, we spent 12 years of our life with him and he won't even say hi. And I was thinking, like, why would I say hi? Like, you guys were merciless. Like, just like the one kid, like, he stood up. We were in, it was like gym class, and this is still in junior high. And he got up on the bench. He took his lock off his locker and stood up on the bench, and I came in, and I didn't know. Of course, I was just trying to get dressed and get out of there. And he came over and hit me on the head with his lock while standing on the bench. And it was going to turn into a fight. Now, the good news was my friend had beat the crap out of him like a couple weeks earlier. So I wasn't scared of this guy anymore. I'm like, if you're going to do this, like, I will. See, he hit me, and I got pissed. Like, I wasn't really a fighter, but for whatever reason, like, I saw red. And I shoved him as hard as I could. He went flying off the bench into the lockers. He got up like he was going to hit me, and he had the lock in his hand. And I got ready, and I was getting ready to beat the crap out of him. And the gym teacher came in and you know, screamed at him. He's like, "Leave that kid alone!" You know, so he protected me, thankfully. But it was going to turn into a big fight. And of course, he had all his friends hanging around, so it's like I probably would have gotten hit by everybody else. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I pressed. Arr. Anyway, it was one of those situations. It was that guy plus like two other guys, two of his cronies. You know, I'm like, why would I want to talk to you? But I don't know. You know, I guess at this point in my life, I'm glad about who I am. I'm kind of glad I went through that stuff because it made me a different person. I still care about what people think about me, but I think I do in a good way. Like, I'm not worried. Like, if somebody doesn't like me, it's like, well, and YouTube's kind of helped me too because, you know, obviously we get people that come on here and they're like, you suck, or, you know, some guy got mad because there were Twitch comments on one of my videos, and I'm like, he's like, I came here to learn, and all I can see are these stupid comments. And I'm like, this wasn't a tutorial, dude. Like, this, I never said this was a tutorial, and it's not. It was a Twitch replay. Like, nowhere on the credits here does it say that it's a tutorial. Hang on, how full are we? Truck. It's not showing me the truck status. Oh, wrong button. How full are we? 72%. 88%. Okay, so we're going to empty out. Anyway, I think it's helped me as an individual deal with what people think about me. And, you know, I want people to think well of me. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I don't want people looking at me and thinking, like, oh, he's a slob or he's a failure because I'm being a slob or a failure. I don't want that. Like, you know, I try to dress nice when I go out. I try to keep my car clean and be presentable. You know, brush and floss my teeth, you know, make sure my hair is brushed. Not always with my hair, but sometimes I throw a hat on. But, you know, keep my hair cut. Though right now with COVID, I haven't been doing that. My wife's like, you need to get a haircut. I'm like, I know. So, but anyway, I'm just trying to, you know, it's like I try to keep up appearances, I guess, not in a vain way, but in a way that, like, hey, I don't want people to think badly of me. I want my house to be clean mostly so that the people don't come in and think like I'm not taking care of my kids. You know, I want things to be presentable. So I do worry about that, but I don't worry about like if somebody doesn't like me, because I've realized no matter what I do, no matter how much I try to keep everybody happy, people just aren't always going to be happy with me. I know that. I realize that that's, reality. I can't make everybody happy all the time. So anyway, I think that part of my life has helped me kind of just deal with that and I think it's a good thing. I raised this trailer. My experiences have made me who I am, for better or worse. And I've tried my best to be positive about them and learn from them. Let's go ahead and eat. And if somebody wants to be a jerk, well, that's on them. It's not on me. I'm not saying I won't try to change to be a better person, but if someone's just obviously being obnoxious just to be obnoxious, I'm not going to let it bug me. Or I'll just move on. Like, okay, enough of you. See you later. It's happened, So you can see here, the reason why I go up and down this field like I have, where I split the middle, is because that way I can always have the pipe exposed. Unfortunately, with this map, or this field, it's so wide and it's so long that the harvester just fills up before it even makes one pass. So this helps me kind of cope with that. Though we have been backing up to the trailer, so it's not, unlike Farm Sim where the harvester auto unloads, this one you have to trigger it, so it's almost easier just to stay in the harvester and move to the tipper. Header on, off, header down, so no, the header was down, oops. So anyway, if you're getting bullied at school, I don't know, just hold tight. It does get better. It really does. Do your best to be positive and learn from it, and don't take it to heart. There's always mean people out there. No matter where you go, you're going to run into mean people. There's no reason to get upset or to let it hurt you. Just know that people are born mean sometimes, and we don't know their circumstances. They might have a terrible family life or whatever. They could be coming to school and taking out on you what they're dealing with at home. I'm not justifying the behavior, but I'm just telling you, like, don't take it to heart. It's not you, it's them for sure. Now, if you're being a jerk and acting like a monkey and trying to get attention, and then you get bullies attacking you because of that, well, that's your own dang fault. But I know how bullies work. They look for people that are quiet and that are nice and that don't want to fight, and they will push them because they know that they can. And that is the way they work. So it is funny, though, today's definition of bully, like, there was one of my kids went to gymnastics classes, and there was a person that actually liked her and was trying to talk to her, but her impression was that she was being bullied. And I'm like, well, has the person hit you? And has the person, like, threatened you or told you to shut up? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, well, then you're not really being bullied. Like, just because she thinks she's better than you at gymnastics or whatever doesn't mean that she's bullying you. Like, bullying is like pushing, hitting, throwing rocks, name-calling. And even that, I mean, name-calling, just look, whatever, just ignore them. But when you start getting hit and stuff, that's when you have to watch, and see if you can't get help. But I know what it's like to get whacked, because I definitely did when I was in school. Most of the time it was because I liked model trains, or I didn't wear name brand tennis shoes, that kind of stupid stuff. I think it's one of the reasons why I enjoyed and still do enjoy going to church, because people usually had a different outlook. And the kids that were at the church that I went to, and I'm not saying that all churches are like that, but at least the place that I went to, the kids were mostly really believing it and like what they taught at church, and really, how do I put this? I pressed the wrong button again. And they were really mostly kindly people. Like, they were there because they wanted to be kind and they wanted to make friends. And so I actually fit in a lot better there for my junior high years. All my friends, I had a couple friends at school, but most of my friends were at my church. So we went to different schools and stuff, but we were, it's funny because I was the nerd at school, but I was like the cool kid at church. I was like, well, all right, if it works, it works. Anyway. I tried to tell people that. I'm like, look, if you're lonely and you don't have any friends, and people always poo-poo this, but church is a good place to go to find friends. And then you go and show yourself friendly. That's kind of a golden rule. Treat people how you would have them treat you. If you're feeling lonely and you go somewhere and you just sit and don't talk to anybody, well, you're going to continue to be lonely. But if you go and introduce yourself, hey, my name's, my name's Arthur, and I this is my first time here, but this was interesting, like whatever it is that you go to, that'll help a lot, and you will make friends, Show yourself friendly. I don't know why I'm having bully talk today, but I don't know. I just thought about it because my wife and I were talking about it, and then also, kind of browsing Facebook, and I think recently Christmas people from my high school were posting things, and I'm thinking about different people and different people's lives and how their lives turned out, how my life turned out. And I think it's good to kind of look at those things and go, wow, I remember these people. Some of the memories are good, some of them not so good, but all right. Take this guy back. Something about the stack on this tractor looks like a paper towel roll. Though they're usually brown instead of white, but doesn't that kind of look like, for some reason it just reminds me of being, like, I think it's because it has those lines on it, so it looks like that, they have that like swirl that goes down. The way that they're made, it's like a thin piece that's swirled into a larger piece. So the harvest is going well. It's 10:51 in the morning. It's only been 3 hours, and we're already about 30 to 40% done. It's going to get a little slower here as we continue to split the field off, though. But I'm going to flip the field now and do the two separate segments separately. Pick the pickled peppers. We're gonna separate the field off into two pieces and get that taken care of. Picked a peck of pickled peppers. All right, so let's head back up to the field and continue this harvest. I'll finish the episode today working on the harvest, and then I will do the rest on my own. Basically, all I'm going to do is bale the field once I'm done harvesting it, and then sell the product. I may or may not record that portion of it, but we'll at least get the harvesting done off camera, because there's a lot going on. But the bale collecting, I think I probably will too. You guys have seen me collect bales a million times. I'll throw episodes in here and there where we do, but I think for this one, we've already seen me collect some bales during this harvest, so we don't need to overdo it. Where did I leave off? There, that's where I left off. This is one of those games that I need to get. I'd like to go through maybe another year or two, have a kid or two, and then I'll probably stop recording this at some point. But I don't know. This one always does well on my channel, so we'll see. There's a point where it's like we've kind of done everything, but I also do still want to get we got a long way to go as far as equipment upgrades and buying more stuff on the map and trying out different equipment. So I don't know. We'll see. I probably will continue to play this for a while. SnowRunner, I know, has an end at some point until like new DLCs come out. But this game was like one of those games where I'm like, I think as long as you guys are patient with me, and that the fact that I only record like once a month, you know, I don't record this game a ton. As long as you're patient with me, I'll continue to work on it. You know, like I need a higher camera vantage point. Let's see, is that good? I want to see. I want to try to keep it in line with that other pass, but we're not going to be in line, are we? And we're going to fill up over here. Shoot. Header up. Header off. Rocket. Yeah. Harvester of love. Rocket. Yeah. Rocket harvester. Yeah. Start spilling your grain. So exciting. Okay, so we spilt our grain. Ba-doom. It's funny, my header is like a little bit dirty and the harvester is really dirty. You'd think it'd be the other way around because that's what's on the ground. But nope. Don't run stuff over. Don't run it over. Don't run it over. Header down. Header on. Don't move too fast. Header up. So I am very much enjoying this game. It is, like I said, I wish Farm Sim had just a little bit of the magic. Because there is something about this game that's endearing, and I haven't found it in any other games. I'm interested to see what happens with cattle and crops, but once again, they're more. This game is open-ended, but it's still got some scripting. I don't know how they did it. They really did a good job, like making it your game, but yet at the same time scripting it a bit. I don't know. It's a good balance. And once again, this game is a lot more about farming and a lot less about. We're gonna go run over there and. Oops, I screwed that up. It's more about farming and less about the equipment. Though it does have some cool equipment in it, and the equipment is important. You know, whereas Farm Sim, it's, you know, and I've said this before, it really is the equipment simulator. So this one is less about the equipment simulator and more about the farming portion of it. I do wish you didn't have to plow after every harvest. That's something that I don't know why they decided to go that route, but you should be able to do it but once again, a simple game, you know, it's like they didn't really. We're going to be plowing twice this year because we have to, I think, after each crop you have to plow, and that's how they ended up doing it. So if you have 2 crops, there's 2 plowing sessions, and that in real life would just mash the soil. You wouldn't want to do that. So I do wish they had culti plows available in this game, or subsoilers. Farmer's Dynasty, I'm sorry, Farm Expert 16 and 17, I think, which is the predecessor to this game, did have a couple different subsoilers that you could buy that both cultivated and plowed at the same time. and those were really nice. Especially in this game where you have to plow every cycle. That helped a lot with time, and you could get a pretty wide one for the bigger tractor, and it saves a lot of time. But this game, unfortunately, doesn't have that. You just have plows and cultivators. You can't get a subsoiler that does both, which is weird to me because the programming probably is there. This is what we're going to run into. Are we overfilling? Oh. Wait. Okay, that worked out better. And now we're going to have to take this over. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much does it for this episode. You can see where I'm going with this. I'm going to get this field done and harvested. And we will, in the next episode, we'll start off by looking at selling this tipper and buying a bigger one for our farm so that the next harvest is easier. And we'll also use it to sell the current grain that we have in our warehouse or silo. Because, well, just because I said so. Because it's easier to move stuff around if we have a big tipper. So I want to drive to the mill like twice instead of 20 times. And then we need to turn our field, so it'll be time to plow and cultivate our fields. Whoa. Meanwhile, I'm going to check the greenhouse real fast. I forgot to water the plants. Nothing's grown all the way yet, but let's see where we're going to water. Yep. There we go. All right, that does it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time on Farmers Dynasty. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I was glad to get back and do some farming. I got the game back onto my computer, so from this point forward, I'll have it and be able to record it. I had to move the save files and stuff over from my laptop, so now I got that working. All right, guys, have a good night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And I'll see you in the verse, whatever. Bye.